My brothers and my sisters, can we please collectively acknowledge the worst WrestleMania that I have ever watched? Ever. My brothers and sisters, usually I will cover the big moments first, but because it is WrestleMania, I just have to show you guys how garbage everything was, my brothers and sisters, okay? WrestleMania Night 1 genuinely sucked the life out of me. As a viewer, as a fan, this literally not only did not live up to my expectations, right? I did not have any expectations, but somehow they under-delivered, okay? So for context, why I am this upset, let's just take a look at this right here, okay? Let's take a look at this right here. WrestleMania, right? Going into the co-main event, or like going into the main event, we had the Usos LA Knight. That was a 7-minute match. Jacob versus Drew. That was a 14-minute match, okay? The women's 4-way, that was 9 minutes. Becky Lynch was 8 minutes. Gunther was 50 minutes. And then literally, the women's world title match lasted 7 minutes. I'm not joking when I say this. The commercials in between with Hulk Hogan promoting his new documentary, right? That new Hulk Hogan documentary. Without a joke, those were 4-minute freaking commercials. 4 minutes. You mean to tell me one commercial was half as long as a match? And all the matches collectively combined going into the main event was 51 minutes. The Uso match, the AJ match, all the matches up until going into the main event was freaking 51 minutes, and we were live. WrestleMania was going on for 3 hours. It was going on for 3 hours. All the ads, all of the bullcrap. Are you kidding me? Is this WrestleMania? Is this genuinely WrestleMania now? Is this really what WrestleMania has become? I'm lost for words, my brothers and sisters. Let's just go over it one by one, all right? I have so many things to say. John Cena came out to a big ovation. Everybody loves Cena. He comes to the ring, and he kind of gets teed up for a moment. He says, wow, I did not expect you guys to like remember me and love me like the way, you guys do. So that was fun. And then he says, welcome to WrestleMania. And as he says that, the Usos music hits. The Usos go into the ring. The Vision makes their way to the ring as well. IShowSpeed, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, the Lackey, Usos, LA Knight. The match begins. And it was a fun match, right? This was pretty much the showcase for night 1. IShowSpeed looked in crazy shape, and the match ended with the Vision losing the match, and then Logan Paul turns on IShowSpeed. I think I've missed to take screenshots for that one. Yeah, so basically after the match ended, Logan Paul turns on him. LA Knight and stuff helps him out. Logan Paul goes on the top turnbuckle, and he hits the splash onto Logan Paul the way Logan Paul likes to do for his social media, or as I would say, social media, like Cody Rhodes likes to say. So that was the opener match, and these were the freaking commercials I was talking about. These freaking commercials, 4 minutes, bro. Back in 4 minutes. Now, I get it, right? The first time they showed it was cool, but I'm not lying. They showed it about 5 times. They genuinely showed this freaking commercial about 5 times, my brothers and sisters. All right. Anyways, the next up match was Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. This was, I believe, the best match of the night. You know what I'm saying? They had tables, they had toolboxes, they had freaking belts, leather straps, chair shots, chair tosses, table breaks. Drew McIntyre tossed him out to the outside to break the table as well. Fatu came back in. This one right here, I didn't quite like, right? So like Drew McIntyre tosses him out the ring. Right, he flips onto the freaking table. I'm not lying. Within the next 10 seconds, he was back on his feet attacking him, bro. I didn't like that, but it is what it is, right? Fatu goes out. Boom, hits the freaking splash. 1, 2, 3, and he secures the victory. I guess they were a little bit short on time. One thing that was really disappointing, bro. WWE is now doing gambling sponsorships, bro. Literally gambling, bro. Chumba Casino. So I don't know when WWE started doing gambling, but that's pretty weird, right? You know, WWE is not a sport. The fact that you can even bet on WWE is crazy, but then again, you can bet on anything these days. But the fact that we have WWE with a gambling sponsorship, I don't know. Gambling sponsorships is a little bit of like a dirty money type thing, right? So the next match was the return of Paige. Paige makes her not so shocking return to the WWE. Nikki Bella was out with an injury. This was leaked, I believe, since yesterday. Everybody knew about this. Nobody's surprised by this. And I mean, if you were surprised by this, please let me know in the comment sections, because you would be literally the only person that would be. Yeah, so she becomes a tag champion once again. A big star returns to the WWE, and immediately they get inserted into the freaking mid card, the lower card, the jobber card. You know, like had Paige come back and immediately confronted Rhea Ripley or Jade Cargill, that would sell more. But it is what it is. She can just go back to the tag division. Same thing with AJ Lee, right? Like AJ Lee came back and immediately it's the freaking mid card title. But yeah, I mean, listen, chat, I'm upset, man. You know what I'm saying? That one slipped out. What can the heels advocate do, man? Right? So Becky Lynch secures a freaking pinfall, and then boom, she wins by cheating. I believe it was cheating. Yeah, because like she unbuckled the corner. AJ Lee ran into it. Becky Lynch bumps into the freaking ref, and then she takes her head, bumps it into the corner. Yeah, I mean, that's the way it went. Nobody really cares. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. What did the heels advocate say? This match was gonna, go on for like however long it's gonna go on, and then at some point we're gonna have Braun Breaker interfere, and that's basically what the hell happened. I mean, you can call me the man who will predict it all, because my brothers and sisters, this is really the problem here, man. Right? Braun Breaker goes in, he spears him, and then he goes out, and yeah, Gunther rolls him back into the ring, and then boom, tap out. No, not a tap out. He gets choked out. So it is what it is, right? One thing I don't like he came back for a freaking like spear, right? But it's like, bro, look how he connects the spear, bro. He's going a little bit OD. He's going a little bit OD with the spear, bro. He literally missed him, and then he landed on his thighs, bro. It is what it is, man. Braun Breaker is back. Paul Heyman, once again, a gambling sponsorship. I don't know why they keep doing it, my brothers. I don't. Well, I know, right? It's for the money, but then again, right? It is what it is. So Liv Morgan's like music hit in between the freaking commercials, and then I was like, what? Hold on a minute. They're really gonna play her freaking music video again during the broadcast? So I got up, I went to get some water. I came back. Luckily, it's a part of her intro, so that was kind of okay. Vaquer comes out. It is what it is. The match begins. I'm not lying, chat. I was following along, and then I looked at my phone. I looked back up, and then the freaking pin happened. I was like, what the hell happened, right? And then my chat was like, yeah, man, heel. Like, Roxanne Perez came in. Raquel came in. I did not see it one bit. And then I went back to check the freaking timestamps. 7 minutes. The match was 7 minutes. The co-main event of WrestleMania was 7 minutes. The freaking advertisements lasts more than 7 minutes.
Worst mania ever. About ready to say keep the rest.
Thank you for the $2, my man. Then John Cena came out to address the attendance, and thank God he was not lying, right? If they came out and said this was a record-breaking gate, 100,000 or whatever, that would be stupid, right? Last year we had 62,000, I believe it was, and yeah, this year is 50,000, 12,000 less. I think they learned their lesson. They're not going to come out and do back-to-back same venues, and let alone, go into Mania the way they did. It was kind of completely embarrassing. Bianca Belair came out while the attendance record, or the gate, was being read out loud, and Bianca Belair said, we have a surprise because we have one more in attendance. She is pregnant. She came out to announce her pregnancy. That was a feel-good moment, I guess, but I could have done without that announcement on WrestleMania. Then again, also, where the hell was Montez Ford, right? I mean, we kind of assumed that the dad would be there as well, but it is what it is. We can just move forward with that. Then once again, right, we move from gambling sponsorships to alcohol sponsorships. And what I really found funny is right here, bro. They literally had Montez Ford, right, standing there next to Cody Rhodes, and it's like, oh, you know, he's just a freaking like background character. Like he had no part in this. You know what I mean? He was just standing there, bro. Like he's just a background character, bro. That's how much. Oh, that was funny, man. Nonetheless, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, the big main event of the evening. As predicted, we had Pat McAfee get taken out of the match by Jelly Roll before the match began. Immediately, Pat McAfee attacked Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton takes advantage, right? The bell had not rung, so they're cheating a little bit. The match goes out to the outside. Jelly Roll is there. He hits the splash onto the table. He breaks the table. The match begins. I did not hear the bell go off, but maybe I missed it, right? It wouldn't be the first thing I missed. But then again, come on, man. About 1 hour of a match, like 1 hour worth of wrestling in a 3-hour WrestleMania, 4-hour WrestleMania. Yeah, it was. 1 hour and 20 probably this was, right? In terms of like in-ring action. 1 hour 20 out of a 4-hour show. Man, that was crazy. Nonetheless, the match goes out to the outside, right? Randy Orton hits a superplex onto Cody Rhodes, right? And this hurts Randy Orton's back. And this was a decline of Randy Orton in the match, right? He goes for the vintage Orton as well. He hurts his back a little bit more. The match goes to the outside. Randy Orton gets bumped into the corner buckle, corner post. He gets busted open. And then the match kind of goes into the favor of Cody Rhodes. Cody keeps on beating him down a little bit. And then somehow, some way, I did not see it, but Cody Rhodes gets busted open as well. RKOs are being exchanged. Randy Orton hits a crossroads. Cody hits an RKO onto Randy. You know, a bunch of, fake finishes. And then the real end of the match started to begin. Some way, Randy Orton just randomly hits an RKO onto the referee. I don't know why. He didn't get disqualified for it. That's really weird. You know, like you blatantly attack the referee and you don't get timed out. I don't know. So basically, we get to a point where Randy was going in for the freaking nut kick. Cody turns around, hits the nut kick onto Randy himself. For a moment, I thought, do we have Randy Orton turning babyface and Cody turning heel? We did not get a double turn. And we basically had Orton hit the RKO onto the Cody cutter. And then we had Pat McAfee run in with the freaking neck brace. That was funny. Now, one thing I don't understand, like you are a heel and you have this opportunity. Why does Pat McAfee not do a fast count? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, whatever, right? He kicks out. Randy then hits an RKO onto Pat McAfee. I don't know why he did that. You know, it doesn't make sense at all. Cody Rhodes goes in for the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes retains the World WWE Undisputed Championship. Randy Orton snatches it out of his hand. Belt shot onto Cody. And then finally, chat, finally, we got to go full screen for this, man. Finally, we get the freaking punt kick. Oh my God, this was satisfying. Finally, the punt kick is back. The punt kick is back. Oh my God, bro. Oh my days. Finally, the punt kick is back. Randy Orton stands on top of Cody Rhodes. This is the way we end WrestleMania. Night 1. We have to put night 1 in there, right? By saying like this was the end of WrestleMania, could you imagine this was just WrestleMania and if it was one night? Could you imagine if this was the way we ended WrestleMania and it was one night? Like people would be just hating on this, right? This was genuinely the worst Mania. Genuinely. Like I watched 39. 40, 41, all live. 42 is the worst. Night 1 definitely is the worst. Like, I can't recall anything that was good about this. The matches were nothing to be hyped about. Liv Morgan beating Vaquer in 7 minutes, bro. 7 minutes. I mean, we literally had Raquel Rodriguez versus Vaquer in a street fight match. That was about half an hour, 45 minutes long. We literally had like Dominic run in, Liv run in, Roxanne run in, tables breaking, chair shots being tossed around. And that was against Raquel. And that was a half an hour match. And she couldn't get it done. I mean, like Judgment Day couldn't get it done. Vaquer retains. But on the grandest stages of them all, she gets cheated in 7 minutes and loses. You got to make it make sense, you know what I'm saying? You know, like how else are you going to have freaking, you know, time to show the ads, right? So, yeah. Like I said, back to the original point. If this was just any other WrestleMania before it went 2 nights, this was just genuinely one of the most disappointing ones. Could you imagine this was the show of shows? You waited all this time for this type of a WrestleMania? I mean, I can't, bro, right? I can't. I literally can't. I don't know what you can say that is positive about this. I can't tell you guys that I find anything particularly redeemable. I fail to see any good moments in this WrestleMania. Now, people were like, oh man, what you guys do here is like sit here and, you know, hate watch. My brother, if I genuinely hated this, I would not be sitting here and watching it, you know, from beginning to end. You know, I'm watching this with the hope that maybe something cool is going to happen. Maybe it's going to be better than the way the buildup was. Anything, you know, honestly, I'm not going to lie. The Pat McAfee involvement kind of saved the intrigue for this WrestleMania. I'm not saying it was good, but Pat McAfee and Randy Orton, at least what they did was get us engaged, right? You can't say that it did not get us engaged. You can't say that people were like, oh, you know, this is not going to make me watch, right? You know, I'm sure there are people that feel that way, but what was going to be the opposite had Pat McAfee not been in there, you know? It was just going to be another Randy versus Cody match. And look, the build up to that already sucked from the beginning, right? Had they already planned to make this the way it is right now, I don't know. I feel like the build up could have been better. The creative team definitely failed us, but I'm not going to lie. The way WrestleMania ended was like, in the context for this storyline, I'm happy it ended this way, right? He brought back the punt. We can go to Backlash. We can, you know, further the storyline. Last year, Cody loses and he was gone for like a bunch of months. So luckily we don't have that. But then again, of course we're not going to have that because we did not have Cena, right? We at least had Cena win the title, and then we had Cena versus Orton. So we kind of had a lot of things to kind of save us. But this really screams like nothing to go home with. You know? Like, this is WrestleMania, man. Like, I can't wrap my head around the fact that this is WrestleMania and this is the way that we're going home. And I'm so heartbroken to know that this is all they really had. This is genuinely the best they could have done. Now, if Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes was this good, you know, like, I don't say this good, like, if the level of good this was, right? If this was like this type of level, right? I fail to see how Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to be better. I just fail to see that. Unless The Rock comes back and something happens, I don't know. Maybe The Rock can save it, but then I don't want The Rock to come back to kind of just save us from another BS build. It's stupid, man. How many times can we keep on doing this, right? How many times? I'm sick and tired of it. I genuinely am. Something tells me that probably Rock is not going to be there, but we might have Jey Uso turning on Roman Reigns tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But until then, I really don't have anything positive to say. You know, I made this complaint about AEW, right? I was watching Dynasty and I was saying, come on, man, like, the show has been live for like 4 hours and we're like only halfway into the show. Each match was about 40 minutes, 30 minutes long on average. And I'm like, that's a bit too much. But honestly, I'd rather have that than this. I'd rather have a 30-minute average match, every single match, than every match being about 7 minutes on average. You know? Like, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Like, where are we going from here? What are we doing? Where are we going? Everything sucks. Genuinely, everything sucks. I'm not saying this just to say this, but people need to get fired, bro. People genuinely need to get fired because there's absolutely no way that this is acceptable. There's absolutely no way this is acceptable. The fact that the WWE had to announce the attendance at 50,000, which it probably wasn't even 50,000. It wasn't even 50,000. They probably rounded it up, you know? I took like a screenshot of how many tickets were still available going into, you know, today. Like even like when the show was live, you know, tickets were still on sale. A lot of tickets were open, man. A lot of tickets were open, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way these WrestleManias start at 6 p.m. You know? The entire freaking show was lit. Like every single like match was like with sunlight, bro. I don't like that, bro. You know? I know like people want to say, oh yeah, it gives off like the Super Bowl feel, but like, come on, bro. Like every single match was lit, bro. It was sunlight. You know, I don't like it, bro. You know, get an arena that closes. Get an arena that closes their roof, man. You know, you have all these fireworks go off, for example. You can't even see it. Like, can you tell me that you can see the freaking pyro going off in the back? Can't. You know, it totally sucks, bro, right? It's supposed to feel big time, right? But if you can't see the lights that are shining into the arena, if you can't see the pyro, if you can't see everything lit up properly, then like how big time is it, man? Like even with the main event just now, right? At the main event, by the time the main event rolled around, you know, the sun was setting down and it was kind of dark in the arena, and only then you were starting to see a little bit of like lights flickering in and out, but still, man. But still, this was nothing to go home about, man. This was nothing to brag about. I'm happy The Rock didn't come in and you know pop his head in, because he couldn't even save this man. This was complete garbage.